Hey there everybody, just doing a review for this PowerUrus 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate deep cycle battery. So I've already done like two other reviews for 100 amp hour deep cycle batteries. That includes like the ampere time battery and the I believe the Redodo 100 amp hour battery. And so yeah, I'm doing another 100 amp hour battery review. So yeah, this one does have a 12.8 volt 100 amp hour capacity. You just multiply these both numbers right over here to get the watt hours. So yeah, the unit does have a 1280 watt hour capacity. It uses lithium iron phosphate batteries, which means that it has about 4,000 or more charge cycles. This is definitely going to be the way to go at this point with lithium iron phosphate. A lot more power stations are starting to use lithium iron phosphate batteries simply because they get many more charge cycles, and you're practically getting more of your money's worth. It just makes sense. Lithium ion batteries are like on their way out, or at least like there still will be these type of batteries that use lithium ion, or power stations that use lithium ion, but they're going to be a lot less expensive at this point and going forward. But yeah, just taking a look at the battery, it is basically the same size as the other 100 amp hour batteries that I did review, with a 13 by 6.5 by 8.8 inch form factor, and it weighs at 30 pounds. So size wise, it is the same as other 100 amp hour batteries. However, I did notice like it is heavier. The ampere time and the Redodo battery that I did review were like 25 pounds. This is like 5 pounds heavier. I definitely feel it when I pick it up. And yeah, it is heavier, 30 pounds. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the casing that they use. Maybe it's like a thicker casing that the batteries are enclosed in. But that's that. And yeah, just taking a look at the battery all around. Also, I wanted to mention that in the box with the battery, it comes with the battery and the manual, and that's all you get. A bit of a disappointment, honestly. I wish they like added more paperwork, like the Redodo and ampere time battery did. That gave a bunch of information. I suppose this manual right over here does provide a good bit of information, but it would have been nice to have like just more paperwork. And so yeah, with the post bolts came already screwed into the positive and negative terminals, and you don't get extra post bolts either. Unfortunately. And as you can see over at the top on this side, 1280 watt hours, as I mentioned before. And this is what's on the outside, basically what's on the other side of the battery. So they're both the same. And also, I do have this LiFePO4 battery charger. It's a 14.4 volt, 10 amp battery charger. They did send this over for me to take a look at as well. It's capable of outputting 144 watts to recharge this battery, and you can use this battery charger with other deep cycle batteries. Like I used it for this time USB battery, this 50 amp hour battery, and it worked really well with that battery as well. And I will be showing how to use this battery charger. It's the same as using any other battery charger, honestly. And so yeah, it works great. A little slow on the charging speed, but as I mentioned in the other reviews, you can use any battery charger that have like higher wattage output to recharge these type of batteries a lot faster. But they will be more expensive. But yeah, we will be checking this out as well. LiFePO and this PowerUrus battery. I think LiFePO is like the parent company. This is like a subsidiary, I believe. Like this is just like, a company that they also own under a different brand name. So yeah, it's whatever, honestly. Also, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this battery is a Bluetooth compatible. Which is something that I did not expect, and not a lot of batteries are compatible with Bluetooth. And you can actually use a app called LiFePO Fish, as available on the App Store and the Play Store for Android phones. So yeah, let me just go ahead and check that out real quick. Pull it up on my phone. Yeah, LiFePO Fish. I don't know about the name. I don't know why they named it that. But yeah, if you go to like the download it, and this is what it is. This is what it looks like, and it's gonna get to have your Bluetooth on to connect to the battery. I suppose the Bluetooth on this battery is always on because I didn't like. There's nothing to like physically do with this battery. I don't know what this is. I don't think this is a button. I don't like it's. That's not a button. Just checking. Yeah. Anyways, I suppose the Bluetooth is always activated on this battery, and you just have to turn on the Bluetooth on your phone or whatever device you're using to connect with the app. And yeah, it's pretty neat. I gotta say, like it tells you the battery capacity, the max voltage, minimum voltage, and basically everything. And yeah, it's just cool to see. I'm gonna be taking a look at this app as I'm using the battery with the Serenity 2000 watt inverter, and I just want to see if we're able to see the stats real time, like see the capacity like deplete in real time. That'd be really cool. I do think this is for now what I'm looking at is pretty accurate, because I did recharge this battery back to full power, and it is reading 100% on the app. that's going to be cool to see. You know, there's really nothing like to interact with this app. I think it's just mainly meant for like displaying stats for the battery. You can't actually like mess around with like output, input, like like, you know, do actually intuitive things with battery. But other than that, it's pretty cool to see. I'm going to be testing it out. Like I said, I don't really know how this functions yet, in terms of like displaying information and how it updates. But yeah, we're going to be taking a look at that in a minute. So yeah, we're going to be testing it out. I'm going to get this Renogy inverter connected to the battery. I'm going to get a Lasko heater like I did with the other two 100 amp hour battery reviews. And basically, you know, just testing out how much we're able to pull from this PowerUrus battery using a inverter. I'm going to try to deplete the battery capacity down to 0% and see how it performs above the 1280 watt max output that's capable of, because, you know, this battery can output 1280 watts continuously and input 1280 watts continuously. I just want to see if it like automatically turns off by powering Lasko heater at high for a long duration. And that's what we're going to be checking out in this case. And yeah, let me just get this connected. I'll be right back. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I did do a battery capacity test for this PowerUrus battery. I'll link that down in the description below in case you want to look at a battery capacity test using a load tester that I've got connected right over there to that Time USB battery right over there. And yeah, that will be down in the description below. I did do that separately, but yeah, with that said, I should stop talking now. Let me get this connected and we'll be ready to go. All right, you guys, so just back with the PowerUrus lithium iron phosphate deep cycle battery. I've got it connected to this Renogy 2000 watt inverter. I've done this test many times before with the other two 100 amp batteries that I reviewed. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to turn on this heater. I'm going to set it to low first, going to check if it functions correctly. And if it does, I'm going to set it to high, and we're going to just run the heater for as long as we can until the battery capacity of the PowerUrus battery is fully depleted. And we're going to see how much capacity we can actually use through a inverter. And also, it's going to give us a chance to see if we can actually use this battery past its 1280 watt continuous power output, because once I set this heater to high, it will be 1400 watts outputting from the inverter, which is well above what this battery is capable of. And I just want to see how far I can push it. Basically a long stress test for this battery and other batteries that I review. But yeah, anyways, let's get to it. And also, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I do have the app open right here. I'm going to see if it functions correctly in real time. And yeah, we'll get to see that too. All right, so let's set the heater to low first. And I do have this electricity monitor connected to the inverter to tell us what's happening. And yeah, on a low setting, this heater should have about 850 watt output, maybe 900. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, it is at low. I think. Oh, wait, did I say it's at low? Yeah, it's at low. Okay, 800 watts outputting when it's at its low setting, and it seems to be smooth sailing for right now. And also, we're going to be tracking the watt hours through this kilowatt hour meter right here. So that should start going up as well in a few seconds probably. Okay. And look over here, total amps. Oh yeah, as we can see, the amp reading, we're outputting about 75 amps from the battery. I think it says negative because it's being discharged, I suppose, right? That makes sense. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, and also one thing I forgot to mention is that you can actually see the charge cycles that the battery went through, so that is really nice. We're just gonna keep an eye on that app. And it looks like the heater is performing well at low with the heater with how it feels. And so yeah, with that said, let's set it to high now. There we go. Heater is at high. Just clicked. We are going up in wattage, yeah, to about 1400 watts for the high setting of the heater. Oh, and also look at that. There we go. We're at 99% capacity. 98%. Wow, it's dropping fast because of the high setting from the heater. Oh, and also we're outputting 130 amps from the PowerUrus heater. And also we're outputting 130 amps from the PowerUrus battery. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, this app is pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know too many deep cycle batteries that are actually compatible with a Bluetooth and like can display information real time like this. But yeah, this is definitely nice to have. This reminds me of like EcoFlow products and how they have an app to use with their power stations. You know, this is practically the same thing, but in this case, you can't like trigger things, but you can see, stats on the app. And we're 96%, dropping fast. Wow, okay, we're at high, still outputting 1400 watts. And for the capacity, we've pulled about 60 watt hours. Just a reminder that this battery does have a 1280 watt hour capacity. And yeah, with that said, let me just keep running this. I'm going to come back periodically to give you guys an update on how it's running, how the heater's running, and how everything's doing. And so yeah, we'll be right back. Alright, you guys, so first update, I guess who forgot to set a timer? I did. Yeah, I forgot to set a timer, and yeah, I mean, sorry about that, you guys. I forgot to set a timer. I usually should be setting a timer with these things. And as you can see, this is a real-time display. It just said like 0 volts right there for the battery, and it just jumped back to 12.5 volts. I think that was just the app being a bit finicky. But other than that, yeah, the app is like really cool to look at. It tells you the stats. With like other deep cycle batteries, like you just have the battery and that's it. That's all you have to go off of, and any other tools that you may be using to tell like what's happening with the battery. But yeah, this is really nice. I gotta say, I do really like this app integration with the battery. 74% currently. It has like that speedometer display, I suppose you could say, and the heater is still running at high. We've currently have an output of 290 watt hours from the battery, and 1400 watts, still going strong with the heater at high. You can see right there. And so yeah, that's just an update right there. And once again, sorry for the lack of a timer. I know it would be helpful to have a timer to see how long we can keep this running at high, but unfortunately we're way past that. But anyways, yeah, that's just a first update for this high heater test with the PowerUrus battery, and we'll be right back. Alright, you guys, so second update with the heater test. Still running at high, no problems currently. 1400 watt output, still going strong. We've currently got an output of 550 watt hours. Just a reminder that this battery does have a 1280 watt hour capacity. So yeah, 550 watt hours going on right there. For the app, you can see the battery capacity is currently at 46%. So yeah, that's cool. We're draining fast because, we're pushing a lot of wattage from the battery through this inverter, because, that high setting from the Lasko heater is 1400 watts. Of course. And also for the amps, it actually says directly on the battery that this battery is capable of discharging a continuous discharge of 100 amps and a max discharging current of 280 amps. So I mean, even at 120 amps, as you can see on the app right there, 120 amps is still no problem for the battery. Well, at least that's what it seems like. So I mean, I think we're still in that safe area, but I think it's optimal to just keep it within that 100 amp range for this battery. But of course, we're not doing that right now. I just want to push the battery to see what it can do, and it's doing pretty well right now. And yeah, 44%, we're dropping fast. I'm probably gonna come back at like, I don't know, 20%. Yeah, and we'll be right back for another update. Alright, you guys, so third update with the heater test using this PowerUrus battery. Still going strong at high with the Lasko heater. We've currently got an output of 850 watt hours, and as for the wattage, so yeah, still going with the 1400 watts, still going at high. And also for the app, yeah, we've got a 17% remaining battery capacity. And yeah, also I forgot to mention, this app does display the temperature, the internal temperature of the battery cells. You may have probably already noticed that, and that's also another cool thing. You can actually see the temperature of the internal batteries like that. That's great. Seriously. I mean, the highest temperature battery is currently 129 degrees Fahrenheit, and it also has Celsius. That's awesome. Is that good? Probably not. Just feeling, yeah, it's getting a bit warm at the top of the battery, but that's about it. And yeah, that's just a third update. I'm probably going to come back to the battery fully depleted of its capacity in just a few minutes. And yeah, we'll be right back with an update to see how much watt hours we can actually use from this PowerUrus battery. Alright, you guys, so a few seconds ago, the inverter did automatically turn off because the battery capacity depleted down to 0%. So yeah, I mean, this application is pretty accurate actually. It just took a few seconds for the inverter to automatically turn off. So I mean, it's not 100% accurate, but the application is accurate enough to get an idea of what's happening with the battery. And I mean, so yeah, when the capacity was fully depleted, there was a low voltage warning right over here, and it changed to a discharge short circuit protection. So yeah, I mean, there we go. I did try turning on the inverter,
but it's fully depleted. Like the PowerUrus battery is like at 0%. It can't even power the inverter for me to power this electricity monitor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a power station to just like plug this electricity monitor into, so we can actually see how many watt hours we were able to pull from the PowerUrus battery. And so yeah, let me get that real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, you guys. So what I ended up getting was a 1,030 watt hour capacity by using the inverter and using this Lasko heater at high, and that gives us a 80% efficiency rating, which is pretty good in comparison to the other two 100 amp hour batteries that I did review, like the Redodo one and the Ampertime one. Those got a 1,100 watt hour output capacity by using the inverter and basically doing the same test. Yeah, so those did have a better efficiency, but an 80% efficiency from this PowerUrus battery, it's pretty good. That's better than most power stations, honestly. But I just gotta let you guys know that this did score a worst efficiency on this AC inverter test. However, I mean, at the same time, it did perform really well by powering this heater at high at 1400 watts, because continuously this is supposed to only be able to output 1280 watts, but it exceeded at least the expectation by outputting more power continuously until the battery capacity was fully depleted, as we saw in the app, and like the inverter automatically shut down. So yeah, I mean, at least it was able to run constantly. So I mean, I don't recommend powering a appliance at 1400 watts or higher when you're using this PowerUrus battery. I think you're going to shorten the life pretty quickly. But I mean, it was good to know that it was able to perform at the same level as the Redodo and the Ampertime battery. And so yeah, there we go, an 80% efficiency rating through a inverter. And yeah, let me show you guys the recharging for this PowerUrus battery. The recharging for it is going to work the same way as any other deep cycle battery. I'm going to be using that LiFePO4 charger that I showed previously. I just got to connect the positive and negative clamps, and yeah, it's going to start charging. So yeah, let me show you guys the recharging for the unit. Alright, you guys, so the recharging for this PowerUrus battery works the same way as any other deep cycle battery. And using this battery charger is just like using any other battery charger, really. You just have to connect the positive and negative clamps to the points right over here, and as you can see, this light right over here, this light to the left indicates the power is on for the battery charger, and this light over here indicates the recharging for the battery. And so when I connect this negative clamp to the battery, this green light will turn red to indicate that charging is happening. I'm just gonna do that right here. Yep, there we go. And so yeah, the battery is charging right now, and once the battery is fully recharged back up to full power, this red light will turn green to indicate that it's fully recharged. And as you can see right over here on the electricity monitor, if I can just get my hand over there, we're at a 157 watt output to recharge the PowerUrus battery. That's going to be about, for a 1200 watt hour battery, that's going to be going from 0 to 100. That's going to be about 10 to 12 hours for a full recharge time. So you can go with a higher amp battery charger. I do recommend that if you are if you are concerned about recharge time. And so yeah, that is how the recharging works for the PowerUrus 100 amp hour battery. Alright, you guys, that is review for the PowerUrus 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate deep cycle battery. I had a pretty good time reviewing this battery. It did fall a little short on the capacity test, like the dedicated battery capacity test video that I did. It just had a little bit less capacity than it said it had. I think we got like about 97 amp hours with the amp hour side. We got a little less with the 1280 watt hours that it has, because I think this PowerUrus battery has the exact 100 amp hour capacity that it says it has. It doesn't have any more than that, like some batteries do, because we scored a better capacity test with the Ampertime and the Redodo battery, and also on the AC capacity test, it also fell a little short on that in comparison to the Redodo battery and Ampertime battery review. So yeah, I mean, on the capacity, it does fall a little short, but other than that, I mean, while using this PowerUrus battery for powering the Lasko heater, it was able to perform really well all the way down to 0%. It just constantly kept powering the inverter, which powered the heater, and also the app integration with this battery is phenomenal. I mean, I really like this app integration. I know a lot of things are using Bluetooth and app integration, and it almost seems unnecessary, but it's great, especially when you have a piece of technology that's just this plain, and you have no idea what's happening with it when you're like using it. This is really nice to have. It tells you the capacity, the voltage, amperage,
the temperature of the battery. It's great. I mean, I think every deep cycle battery should have app integration like this. Once again, maybe some people won't like this, but this is just really simple to use. All you have to do is just download the app from the App Store, have Bluetooth on, and it connects to the battery, and it just tells you everything basically. There's nothing on the battery itself that tells you what's happening with it other than probably getting warm, and that's about it. And this is true for most deep cycle batteries. But this app integration is very valuable. I think that's one of the reasons why this PowerUrus battery is actually more expensive than most 100 amp hour batteries on the market, because I think it goes for like 400 on their website. But don't take my word for this. At the time of this review, I think it is 400 on their website and like 450 on Amazon, but it has a coupon on Amazon right now. But I will leave a link to the product page down in the description as well for you guys, like if you want to check out the actual price or if you're thinking about buying it. But I mean, so yeah, the app integration definitely does make the battery more expensive. I mean, that's my view on it, and I will have a review article as well down in the description too. In case you want to read a review article. When it comes to the review articles, you guys, I publish them eventually because it's actually easier for me to make videos rather than write review articles, because sitting down and just typing those words, it just becomes a little bit painful at this point, since I've been doing it for a couple of years now at this point. But yeah, videos usually do come out first, and then I'll have the review articles updated in the description when I do get them published on my website, chargerhardware.com. But yeah, there we go. Review for the PowerUrus battery. App integration is great. Battery capacity felt short, but I liked it. It was really cool to review, and I will see you all on the next video. All right, goodbye.